Okay, if you're just tuning in, my brother-in-law came to my wedding reception with my husband, his brother, and stole our photographer to get personal family photos done of him, his kids, and my new in-laws. And there has been an explosion to it. The last video I read off what the brother said when I said something on TikTok about his poor behavior, and I'm going to read you my husband's response. And mind you, my husband has never once stood up to his brother, so I'm excited. My husband, Steven, responded to his brother, D, with, okay, this has been building for a while, so here we go. D, sometimes I just cannot believe you. First things first, you don't get to dictate how me or my wife handle anything. If she wants or needs to vent about somebody's bad behavior, she's allowed to. If you don't want people to know about your behavior, then maybe conduct yourself more in line with the person you want to be. Yes! Second of all, did you pay me back for half of the washer or for all of the dryer that I paid for but you took? No? Then that washer and dryer weren't on loan, were they? That notion was never once discussed when they were freely given to me after I had to upend everything in my life and we began to divvy up resources. So whatever happened to that old washer and dryer is my concern, not yours. Also, none of your complaints change the fact that you lied, saying that you asked us about taking our photographer out of our reception to get personal photos done for yourself. That level of entitlement on the one day that I should be able to prioritize myself just makes my blood boil. I get that you wanted pictures with your daughter from out of town, but there were 10 plus announcements from all of these different people named and others asking for people to head to the garden if they wanted to get pictures with the bride and groom. Or maybe you could have taken the time to go get photos done instead of going to Kitty Bubble, which was yet another event we were excluded from when it would have been a great opportunity to have all the kids together. You know full well that I'm the forgetful one, that I don't always remember to respond to people, which is why Miggs is so often the one who responds to Essie, Dee's wife. And when we can't make it to something, we always offered other plans instead. But we have 2 kids in school, my daughter's Eagle Scout project, Miggs is on the board of the community theater, plus the move, the wedding, the reception, recording content, and more that eats up a ton of our time. I don't have the free time I did when I was single and living with you. And just like Dee's son, when we actually can come to things, we need to make accommodations for our autistic son. Things for both of us have changed so drastically in the last 2 years, but you don't seem to have really absorbed that. You know what? Mix is good with me being on her phone, so let me go grab some screenshots to illustrate how their relationship was, and that Miggs has absolutely tried with Essie. This is the kind of stuff I had to talk about and help her through way too often. I feel like you don't know half of how your wife has treated mine. Oh my gosh, let me actually stop here and say trigger warning is coming up really soon. I'm at the point where I don't think I can deal with Essie anymore. And you know I'm always trying to be peacemaker. I've seen it myself, Dee. I've been in the group text where McGann has sent Essie long blocks of text trying to start a genuine conversation, and Essie gives short, uninterested responses. And every single time Essie has invited us somewhere and we can't do it, McGann has responded with an alternative offer, and Essie basically says, I'll let you know, and then never follows up. Essie has been freezing McGann out since the miscarriage happened. At the very start, you couldn't wait for us at Mom and Dad's. You told us to come see you the next day at your place. I can't remember another time where you made me feel so unimportant. You were constantly at Mom and Dad's place, but couldn't stay another hour and listen to our problem, our trauma with them. You've never once bothered to extend us an invitation to get lunch or hang out or do anything when we were 5 minutes away at my apartment. It's always been about coming to and catering to you, even during our time of crisis. It's fucking selfish. But do you have any idea what Essie said to my wife a week after we lost our child? She took her alone to Aldi's and said, Steven never wanted that baby. He was forced into it. What the actual fuck? Your wife doesn't have a damn clue in her head because yes, I did. And honestly, at first, we both thought it was a misunderstanding and tried to let it go. No, that must have come out wrong. Essie wouldn't have accused you of baby trapping like that, but that was the exact time that Essie suddenly just stopped reaching out. All texting with Miggs just stopped when before the miscarriage happened, Essie had been super friendly and they were texting regularly. Essie even texted Miggs encouragement on the morning of her divorce hearing. And no, I'm not being crazy, I checked the dates. Essie was texting Miggs and being super friendly right up until early May when she had the miscarriage. Then the tone shifts and it's like the Ice Queen took over the chat. No more check-ins or pleasantries. It was suddenly only texting about plans. You have no idea how badly your wife hurt Miggs by acting like a friend only to shut her out when she most needed that friend. You want more proof? We had the Stranger Things party on the calendar for 2 months, and suddenly you guys are out hiking the day of that party without even bothering to tell us a word about canceling it. And it was at their house as a side note, so that was a big deal. You wouldn't even answer your phone for half the day. And what's especially galling is that you never offered to reschedule, which certainly makes it feel like a deliberate snub. Or what about the Barbie movie, where we talked about going together on the same day as the miscarriage conversation? We had offered to buy you both tickets with our AMC app discount, and you guys were all, yes, let's do that. But then all of a sudden, Essie was posting that she was going with some big Barbie group party that we didn't get offered an invitation to, or a notice that you were canceling the plans that we had already talked about. And at your wedding reception, when there were no signs, no announcements, nothing about where to go for photos, and I came to you explaining that we missed it, but could we please get with you at any point you two were free and take a few in the beautiful historic building? You said sure, and then Essie walked up behind you and went, no, you can take photos at the rainbow backdrop. Not to mention, Dee, when I got engaged, did you ever once say congratulations? No. The next text message I got from you said something like, you shouldn't be doing trivia nights where I had just proposed. You should be planning game nights with us instead. To this day, I truly don't think you've ever offered us a real congratulations message or moment. I do recall when you got engaged, you crashed the dinner where I was introducing Miggs to Mom for the first time, and then said that I needed to pay for your meals, a gesture you didn't see fit to reciprocate. Okay, this thing keeps freezing up on me. I think it's going too long, so I'm gonna have to split this into another part. Sorry.